Every legend leaves a trace. Some linger in memory, others in things that were never meant to fall into human hands. In the Myths Belief Store, you'll find artifacts, talismans, and relics steeped in the darkness of ancient faiths. Enter if you dare to touch what is forgotten and terrifying. Link in the description. In the darkest and coldest waters of the northern seas, sailors whispered for centuries about a creature that should not exist. A monster so enormous that its shadow could cover the entire sky. The sea before its arrival would become unnaturally calm, as if it were holding its breath. And then, suddenly, it would begin to boil, as if something gigantic was waking beneath the surface. No one knew when it would strike, but everyone who sailed into open waters knew its name. Kraken. A legend that grew with every ship that vanished without a trace, and with every sailor who swore he had seen something he could not describe. In the stories, the Kraken is not an ordinary sea creature. It is a colossus with tentacles as long as ship masts, with a body so massive that some mistook it for an island. Its skin was said to be rough as rock, and its eyes as large as barrels, glowing in the darkness like twin moons. When it rose from the depths, the water around it darkened, as if the ocean itself recoiled from its power. Sailors claimed it could crush a ship's hull with a single sweep of its tentacle, then drag it into the abyss as if it were nothing more than a toy. Its size was so unimaginable that some believed the Kraken was not an animal at all, but a living part of the ocean. A being born from the deep itself, from the darkness where humans were never meant to go. In Norse beliefs, the Kraken appears as a guardian of the deep, a creature dwelling near Iceland and Norway. The sagas speak of monsters so large that their backs were mistaken for land, and sailors tried to anchor on them. The Kraken was said to be one of these beings. It was neither good nor evil. It was a force of nature, impossible to predict or defeat. Its appearance could mean disaster, but it could also signal an abundant catch, because fish fled in panic when it rose. Nordic fishermen believed the Kraken slept for many years, and when it awakened, the sea changed beyond recognition. In later centuries, scholars tried to explain the legend as encounters with giant squids, but sailors knew better. The Kraken was something more than an animal. It was a myth with a life of its own, and one no one wished to meet in reality. In pop culture, the Kraken has become an icon of maritime horror. In the film Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, it appears as Davy Jones's monstrous servant, tearing ships apart and dragging them into the dark depths. Its tentacles coil around the hull like steel serpents, and the entire scene is one of the most memorable moments of the series. In Clash of the Titans, the Kraken is portrayed as a gigantic titan that can only be stopped by divine power. In games like Sea of Thieves, a Kraken attack is one of the most terrifying events, as its tentacles suddenly rise from the water and begin crushing everything in reach. In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the Kraken appears as part of Norse legend, and in God of War, the game references deep-sea monsters inspired by the same mythology. In literature, the Kraken appears in the works of Jules Verne, in Lovecraft's mythos, and in countless fantasy novels, where it serves as the ultimate maritime nightmare. Its image has changed over the centuries, but one thing has remained constant. The Kraken always symbolizes what we fear most in the ocean: the unknown, the dark, the deep, and the unpredictable. To this day, the Kraken remains one of the most fascinating monsters in the history of myth. It embodies the fear of the deep, of what hides beneath the surface where human eyes cannot reach. It is a symbol of nature's power, a force humanity will never truly tame. And now a question for you. How do you imagine the Kraken? As a gigantic octopus, as a monster with tentacles like towers, or as something even more terrifying? Do you think the Kraken could have had real-world inspirations? And which pop culture version do you like the most? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoy mythical beasts like this one, leave a sub and a like so you won't miss the next legends that have fueled the imagination of sailors and adventurers for centuries.